What about it, YouTube? All right, so let's see. What can we talk about today? The MAGA Civil War. Oh boy, now I guess Nick and Tucker are back at odds, and so we're distracted with that. So we're not hearing so much about how uh, things are going on in the background with whatever's being passed, or they just give Trump unilateral control. Lindsey Graham stands up and says, "Hey, we can only have one commander in chief. We can only have one guy who acts like a dictator, and because that's America." Is it, like right out of his mouth, he makes the argument that we need to have rule by decree from one totalitarian center force of commander in chief, that we don't need any checks and balances. We don't need 500 people mulling it over to decide whether or not it's a good idea. No, we don't need that. Or what would it be, 600 with all of Congress and no, we don't need to vote ourselves into war anymore. We don't even need to think about it. Our only purpose is to pass resolutions that give him total authority. Of course, that's what the founders wanted, right, Lindsey Graham? I mean, and then, so what else is going on? Well, like I say, like we were just 5 seconds ago watching the Nick Fuentes and others dunking on the quote leftards for getting fired for whatever they said about Charlie Kirk. Can't wait to be part of that. Can't wait to cancel people, get them fired, ruin their lives. Ha ha ha. Big dunk. The right is winning. Ha ha ha. Then we see them doing some more dunking about, oh yeah, we're taking away your snap. Ha ha ha. Big dunk. Taking away your snap. Ha ha ha. Now it's kind of changed to the left. I've seen taking all these dunks saying like, ah, yeah, look what happened in Virginia and New York. Yeah, Mom Dommy. Yeah, dunking on you. Ha ha ha. That's what's going to come next. Yeah, wait till the midterms. It's going to be a total wave of socialist lunatics that are going to go after you. We're going to send ICE agents to Guantanamo. Ha ha ha. Dunk, dunk, dunk. And meanwhile, Mom Dommy, let's talk about him for a sec. When you really look at the guy, I should have noticed this, should have noticed. But today, they got him with the small hat on in a picture. Now we have to wonder what everything is. Is it AI? Is it, what is it? What's going on? But doesn't it make the most sense? I think they said like something like 25% of New York, really, it seems astounding, are Jewish. So do you really think that with everything going on, even if they were anti-Israel, even if they were like at odds with Bibi and everything else, the Jays are one force, man. You know that Chabad in New York and everything else, they don't ever really get in each other's way, right? And so do you think they would really want, you know what I mean? Like, you don't think the Jays can control disgraced Cuomo? What, wasn't he the governor that got disgraced 10 seconds ago and now he's running again? Like, anyway, now, I mean, this guy looks like a J upside and down. So it's a big ruse. It's like, oh, yeah, we're dunking on the fascist Christian white nationalists, and we'd rather have a Muslim who talks about whatever, Sharia law or what. Like, we would rather have that. We would rather, as long as we can dunk on you, the Christian. But whose purpose does that really serve? Is that serving Muslim interests in New York? I mean, or is it serving J, right? And I mean, it's 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 astounding. Trump's sitting there talking about, hey, yeah, the court said that we have to go ahead and fulfill our SNAP obligations, but sorry, we're out of money. We can't do it. You can't bleed, you can't bleed blood out of a turnip. You just can't do it. Sorry. Sorry. And JD Vance, yep, sorry, we're not going to let a court tell us that we have to spend money we don't have. We're going to go ahead and legally do this where the Democrats have to open up like, are you kidding me right now? Meanwhile, the ballroom's going along without a hitch, right? We're not, oh, shoot, we're out of money. We can't continue the ballroom. No. Or, as Jimmy Dore pointed out, it's like, okay, how about Argentina? We're going to have to change it to 36 billion, not 40, because we're 4 billion shy on our own country getting its benefits that we've promised them. Okay, so, and again, outside of you liking it or not, outside of whether you think that social services need to be reformed and there's too much pork there and that it's being taken advantage of. I don't care if that's what you think. What I care about is the one innocent family who needs it, the disabled person, the old person, whoever it is, the innocent kid who didn't choose for him or herself to be born into a family that struggles and needs that. I mean, it's not their fault. And you shouldn't be dunking on them. So the point of this video is it looks like it's all a big shit show. And I'm just trying to look forward all the time as to what can we expect from the cues we're getting. What can we forecast possibly? Not that I'm the best at this all the time, but it seems as if you're going to have a lot of, I mean, you already have a bunch of disaffected, disenfranchised youth, and they have nothing better to do. Like the dopamine hits from social media and video games isn't, it isn't working. It just being hit with constant little pleasure nodules and distractions. It isn't, life needs to have joy, and life needs to have, so pleasure is a distraction from what you really need. You're going to wind up being what? Really depressed and lost if you don't seek and have the opportunity to look forward to some type of joy in your life. And what does that entail? Well, for everyone 40 years ago, it was you buckle under, you find a career, you start to build a life, you find a partner, a female if you're a male, not a, you find a means to make a family, find a girl to hook up with. Now, I mean, it wasn't perfect 40 years ago. The divorce rates were starting to go off the map, and so everything's gotten progressively worse. But in my experience, you still had that dream. Like nobody was fooled. Like, if anybody would have said like, "Oh, there's no future for you, kid," you wouldn't have believed it. You'd been like, "What do you mean? There's opportunity. I just have to point myself in whatever direction, and I'll get there." Anyway, like I say, it wasn't utopia, but there was a feeling that you're living, not just surviving. There was you were able to plan for your future. There wasn't so much gaslighting and uncertainty that you were basically stuck in sort of a trauma state all the time, right? But that's kind of where we're at now. And all the gaslighting, all the trauma, all the just the political WWE shit show. I don't think the kayfabe is gonna last much longer. Okay, I think what people don't understand is this isn't a personality thing for the kids. I don't think it's like, oh, Nick, that's our hero. Like, got to get behind. Nick's one voice, Nick's one thing breaking open, moving the Overton window, perhaps. Tucker could be another, whatever. But you take everything for what it's worth, and then you throw the rest away. I don't think any of these kids are so involved in the fandom of what's happening that that's what they're hinged on. It's not like you can reduce it down to, oh, we got Nick Fuentes, Hulk Hogan over here, and we got Tucker Carlson, Rowdy Piper, and we got the Young Turks as Andre the Giant, and we got the Leftards as one of the others, right? Sergeant Slaughter or something. I mean, I don't think that the personality thing, it's not that way. It's not like the people who are watching this WWE match, they're watching what people say out there in the ring. And that's it. Like, that's all that matters. So now that the message is that we're occupied, okay, um, we are occupied, and we're not the occupiers. We are occupied. We're just as occupied as Palestine, but we've got occupation light, okay, but it's still occupation, and we don't have control over anything anymore. So the first thing for us to get control over things is to take away the occupation aspect of it. I don't know exactly how that's going to happen when they put a Muslim up there, converso, Marano, right? Fake Muslim. That you got to imagine that could be their trick. They could campaign on everything that you want to hear, and be anti-Zog and anti what's going on over there in the Middle East, and we're not going to fund that, and then they get in, and then you find out that they've really got a small hat. It's just a big bait and switch. So I think that's happened already now with Mom Dami. I think that's what that all was and is. So as we go forward and we notice and we continue to notice, it's like we don't trust any of it. We don't trust anybody that has more than $100 million. Absolutely don't trust you. We don't trust you if you wear the small hat. We don't trust you if you kiss the ring and kiss the wall. We don't trust you if you're Shabbos. We don't trust you if you're dispensationalist and you tell us that we've got to do this because the Bible says so. We don't trust you anymore. Like a wholesale walking away and rejection of it, to where I think it I think it's going to shut it down. The wheels, like the Ayn Rand thing we talked about earlier, is like the wheels will start to like come to a grinding halt when it's like we're not going to join some military to go fight and die for Israel. That's stupid. What is that? How does that help me? And we're not going to do this or that. We're not going to go vote because all you've handed us, all that you know, there's two chutes going to the slaughterhouse, and you're wanting me to pick between the two chutes. It's not the lesser of two evils. It's the same chute going to the same slaughterhouse. And I think that's where we're at. I think that the kids are all right, but the kids are up against this thing that they have nothing else to do. They have nothing else to do but to walk away from it all. And hopefully that begins what needs to happen. I don't know what their plan is. Maybe I'm sure they see some of this too, right? They forecast a lot of this too, right? It's not like I beat them to the game on that. Maybe they think their AI and their robots and everything else can just, right? But what future is that for anybody? Like when I hear Peter Thiel talking about, and Elon Musk too, talking about aspects of transhumanism and being able to upload your conscious and being able to live forever, and like, dude, there isn't that joy, there isn't that motivation for people to live right now. Like, you're completely tone deaf, dude. You're not reading the tea leaves, dude. Like, you need to put your fucking ear down to the ground, like, you know, and hear what's coming. It's a great big F you, and F you to everything that you're trying to like push on us. And that's from the propaganda to the dopamine hits to the whatever else. It's all empty. The kayfabe isn't working anymore. So we'll see. Leave your comments in the comment thing. Like, share, subscribe. Yeah, all that's good stuff. God bless.